Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program combines online and physical meetings, catering to diverse learning preferences and schedules. Participants actively engage in these sessions and earn tokens as incentives for their contributions. These tokens serve a dual purpose. They not only reward individual participation but also empower community development workers. With these tokens, workers can train households within their communities, amplifying the program's impact far beyond the immediate participants. This creates a cycle of empowerment and knowledge sharing, enhancing community resilience and well-being. Our solution facilitates economic activities like agriculture and small-scale businesses. It also alleviates the burden on children, particularly girls, who often miss school to fetch water from distant sources. Through Actuate Water's faucet, communities unlock their economic potential, promote sustainable growth, and foster a brighter future for all. Join us in transforming lives with Actuate Water. Together, we can build a sustainable and prosperous future. Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program combines online and physical meetings, catering to diverse learning preferences and schedules. Participants actively engage in these sessions and earn tokens as incentives for their contributions. These tokens serve a dual purpose. They not only reward individual participation but also empower community development workers. With these tokens, workers can train households within their communities, amplifying the program's impact far beyond the immediate participants. This creates a cycle of empowerment and knowledge sharing, enhancing community resilience and well-being. Our solution facilitates economic activities like agriculture and small-scale businesses. It also alleviates the burden on children, particularly girls, who often miss school to fetch water from distant sources. Through Actuate Water's faucet, communities unlock their economic potential, promote sustainable growth, and foster a brighter future for all. Join us in transforming lives with Actuate Water. Together, we can build a sustainable and prosperous future. Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future.
Okay, thank you very much, Frida, for that. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and I hope we are all well today. And thank you very much, everyone, for making it to the meeting today. And I want to welcome everyone to the first session of Cycle 2 for Cohort 2 of the Actuate Water by Blockchain Group. Today, we're going to embark on a very exciting topic, the liquid token in the token house. And as we explore the intersection of blockchain and water management, liquid tokens emerge as a powerful tool for decentralizing and democratizing funding for public goods, particularly water projects for this case. And in the token house framework, these tokens are used to represent liquidity, flexibility, and governance, allowing for seamless participation in project funding, voting on proposals, and incentivizing community development workers. And throughout this session, we are going to dive deeper into how liquid tokens work within the token house and how they can be utilized to reward contributions and how they fit into our broader mission of improving water access and water sustainability. By the end of today's discussion, I hope that everyone will have a clear understanding of how the liquid token can revolutionize the way we approach resource management and community involvement in vital water projects. Once again, thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and let's get started on this fascinating journey into blockchain-powered water solutions. Allow me to welcome our topic master for today, Ronald, who is going to take us through the topic. So, Mr. Anthony, you're welcome. Okay, just a second. I'm not sure if the topic master is in. Okay, I can see he has joined. So Ronald, if you're a topic master, you need to join the meeting on time. That is by exactly 8, you should be in the meeting. So you can proceed to your topic presentation.
Thank you, Barbara, and I'm Ronald Anthony. You are all welcomed. Liquid token in the token house. Liquid tokens has gained prominence as a decentralized finance continues to reshape how value is stored, transferred, and governed in the digital economy. At the heart of this innovation is the token house, a decentralized governance structure that manages and oversees the distribution of liquid tokens. The synergy between liquid tokens and the token house represents a new frontier in economic governance, empowering communities to make collective decisions and make financial assets efficiently. Introduction to the liquid token. A liquid token is a type of cryptocurrency that can be easily transferred, traded, or staked with decentralized networks. These tokens derived their name from their high liquidity, meaning they can be rapidly converted to other assets without significantly affecting their market value. These characteristics make them an attractive financial instrument in decentralized finance ecosystems, where swift transactions and flexibility are key. Liquid token also play a critical role in decentralized platforms by enabling participants to engage in various economic activities, such as governance, staking, and earning rewards. They are often used as a medium of exchange, collateral for loans, or a tool for governance within decentralized autonomous organization, the DAO. Role of the token house in managing and distributing liquid tokens. The token house is a decentralized governance framework responsible for overseeing the management and distribution of liquid tokens. It is structured as a DAO, that is the decentralized autonomous organization, where decisions regarding the token circulation, allocation, and usage are made collectively by token holders. This system ensures that all members of the community have a voice in how the tokens are used, aligned the interests of the participants with the growth and success of the ecosystem. One of the primary functions of the token house is to regulate the flow of liquid tokens to ensure their stability and sustainability within the platform. It decides how tokens are minted, distributed, or banned, balancing supply and demand to maintain liquidity without devaluing the token. Key responsibilities of the token house is managing liquid tokens include distribution of rewards. The token house allocates liquid tokens as rewards to participants who contribute to the platform's development or governance. These rewards incentivize active participants and align individual incentives with the long-term vision of the project. Staking and incentives. Token holders can stake their liquid token to earn additional reward or participate in governance. The staking mechanism ensures that those who have a vested interest in the project's success have a say in critical decisions. Resource allocation. The token house oversees the allocation of liquid tokens for funding new projects. Resources are channeled towards areas that benefit the community as a whole. Governance and decision making within the token house. Governance within the token house is a decentralized and democratic. Token holders actively participate in decision-making process through voting mechanisms that determine key operational matters such as token collection, allocation, platforms upgrade, and partnership. This governance model ensures transparency, accountability, and the inclusion of diverse perspectives. The decision-making process typically follows these steps. Proposal submission. Any token holder can submit a proposal to the token house. This could involve changes to tokenomics, new partnerships, or amendments to governance rules. Second is the deliberation and discussion. Proposals are then discussed by the community. This stage allows for debates, modifications, and refinement of ideas to ensure they aligned with the broader goals of the projects. The third is the voting. Once a proposal has been discussed, it is put to a vote. Token holder can cast votes proportionally to the number of liquid tokens they hold or have staked. The more token one holds, the greater their influence on the outcome. Implementation. If the proposal is approved, the token house initiates the necessary steps to implement the decision. This could involve distribution of the tokens, upgrading the platforms, or reallocation resources. The token house decentralized nature ensures that no single entity can unilaterally control the flow or governance of liquid tokens. This democratized approach promotes inclusivity and accountability, ensuring the community voice guides the platform's direction. In conclusion, the integration of liquid tokens within the token house represents a groundbreaking approach to decentralized governance and financial management by empowering stakeholders to participate in critical decisions. The token house fosters a more inclusive and transparent economic ecosystems. As decentralized finance continues to evolve, the interplay between liquids, tokens, and the token house will likely serve as a model for future DeFi platforms, paving the way for more equitable and efficient financial systems. Thank you, and that's the end of my presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Anthony, for that wonderful presentation. We appreciate that, and I hope people have learned something about the liquid token in the token house. Allow me to welcome our CEO, Dr. Masharia, to give us his additional remarks and comments regarding the topic. Dr. You're welcome.
Hello, Dolphy. Hello, Barbara. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Oh, please confirm you can hear me. All right. So,
yes.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Today, we are talking about the token house, the tokens in the token house. Yeah, give me 1 minute. Thank you. So, we talk about the tokens in the token house, and you have heard that we have liquid tokens, and we also have DSBT. The token house carries the liquid token, the actual token itself. And that's why we keep talking about this, so that people get it, everybody gets it. Token house is, you could say, the token house is, it's not a physical house, like a building, okay? So token house is not a building. First of all, it's a metaphor. The word token house is a metaphor indicating where tokens are held. You all know that these tokens are minted on the blockchain itself. All right? They're minted on the blockchain. So the tokens are housed on the blockchain. The reason we refer to them as token house is because these tokens are the liquid tokens. And the liquid tokens have got several characteristics, which I am going to tell you. Liquid tokens, one characteristic is that they are fungible. So a lot of people do not know what the word fungibility means. Okay, so you want to go into the dictionary or somewhere, Encyclopedia Britannica, and check the word fungibility. And I'm going to help you right now so we can move forward. Fungibility means that the token itself, and let's start with the traditional finance, the old money, fiat currency, that one Kenya shilling is the same Kenya shilling. One Kenya shilling is the same Kenya shilling wherever you go. Whether you're in Nairobi, in Mombasa, in Nakuru, in Kakamega, Kenya shilling is Kenya shilling, regardless of where you are. That means it adapts to the local states where you get. So if you get if you go to another town, it doesn't mean that the Kenya shilling is going to change. Kenya shilling is Kenya shilling. It has a life of its own. And that Kenya shilling will be the same value. It will be the same value the Kenya shilling that you left in Mombasa. If you had Kenya shilling in Mombasa, then you come to Nairobi, the value remains the same. So it's kind of stable. And that means it's actually changeable. And you can change that Kenya shilling into another valuable products. That means that you can buy with that Kenya shilling another product. Not because that product is made of shillings, but the product can be represented in the value of shillings. For example, if you want to buy bread, you just need to have Kenya shillings. You go to the shopkeeper, and the shopkeeper will give you a loaf of bread. And then you're going to give the shopkeeper your shillings. Why does the shopkeeper agree to take the bread? It's because the shilling is fungible. And that same shilling, now the shopkeeper can use the shillings that he has got from selling bread. He can use those shillings to buy something else, like sugar. He can go and give the sugar supplier the same Kenya shillings that he received from people to get bread. He can use those now for him to get sugar. You see, that property of money is known as fungibility. Okay, so Actuate token is fungible. That means it can be exchanged for things. So it can help you acquire things. And in the token house, what you would be experiencing is having fungible token, the ACT token. Some of you have received that ACT token by now, and they know exactly what it is about, what you're talking about. So that fungibility means that you can take your Actuate tokens, put them in a liquidity pools, and then when the tokens are in the liquidity pool, they will be earning for you certain quantities of money and interest. All that is because they are fungible tokens. Okay, fungible tokens are the ones that are said to be in the token house. The other thing about those tokens is that today, unlike old money in the traditional finance, their tokens are boundaryless. Of course, in the blockchain cryptocurrency, tokens are boundaryless. That it doesn't matter which country you are in. You can be in Nigeria or even South Africa or in Botswana. The tokens are the same. See, they are boundary. They are indifferent. They are indifferent to the country where you are. They're indifferent to your location. See, and that makes them what? Borderless. And then the tokens themselves, they're on the blockchain. And these tokens are not mutable. Mutability means that they can be changed. So the tokens are immutable. They cannot be changed. You cannot change the token. Yeah. You cannot change the token. Token 1 becomes token 2. And so they are immutable. And then they are resistant. They are resistant to censorship. Censorship resistance, meaning that somebody cannot prevent you from exchanging your tokens to whatever you want to exchange it with. Of course, there's a lot of people in this world who do not want to exchange tokens. So we have those tokens, the way they are designed, they are censorship resistant. But why we talk about them in token house is because tokens will be distributed using we're going to be distributing, we are distributing our tokens using 3 stage mechanism. Stage 1 is to give people tokens for doing certain things, which call incentivizing them to do certain things. Like the Land 1 program, you receive tokens. You receive liquid token by coming into this class here. And of course, we have built these tokens to incentivize a lot of processes in knowledge, in translation of knowledge, and a lot of processes in health services. Okay, so and of course in education. And besides what we are doing today with incentivizing people with tokens, these tokens are coming from the token house. So the token house already exists. It's not fiction. It's already there. These tokens are coming from the token house. And these tokens come in to your wallet. When you do something that you attend this Learn to Earn session, and in the future, we're going to be receiving tokens for publishing your knowledge. So not just knowing things, but publishing them through our open journal system, as we discussed earlier this week. So open journal system, reward system, it will be rewarding others for publishing their works, such that whatever you've been writing out there and you don't get rewarded for writing, now you want to formalize it, formal writing. So we want to use those tokens for rewarding formal writing. Remember, in translation science, we have said that stage 3 of translation is formalization of knowledge. Okay? So people who are engaging in formalization of knowledge, publishing their work, and if you were there on Tuesday this week, when we're talking about open journal system will be the pathway to which people will be receiving those tokens from the token house. They're going to be tied into that system, the reward system. That is just publication. Then there are those people who are going to be reviewing articles in that token house. And what they will, reviewers will also get rewarded tokens. And these tokens, they're all going to be issuing from where? From the token house itself. And because they are liquid tokens, then when people have received those liquid tokens, now they can use them to do all the good things that you've been talking about in the system. So the third way is in the reward system for publishing is that when people like your articles that you publish, you shall be receiving tokens. So all this work has to be built up because it's going to take implementation of smart contracts that will be interacting with the token house, pulling the tokens and then distributing them through the open journal system to people who are publishing, and their works are getting reviewed and then get published. And then when people like them or they react positively, they get token rewards. That is incentivized publishing, incentivized so that, and I say that Africa is the way it is because we do not publish our work. I think for some reason we tend to think that publishing is some job done by somebody else. No, publishing is our primary duty. So even if we do all research we want and then we do not publish it, all that research will go down to waste. We don't want researchers going down to waste. So then from the beginning of the translation science, and I want to explain to you how the tokens in the token house will connect with the translation science from the beginning, all the way from the exploration stages. That as you continue experiencing Actuate, you will see this work unfolding. And then we come to water itself, because we're here today because of water. We're seeing what is the tokens, what will the tokens in the token house do to water? What is the role of tokens in the token house for water? Well, we begin with the incentivization program. So right now, we're already doing that by issuing tokens to you for being here. But it's gonna get even deeper than that as we go on. Because water, as we say every day here, that is, we do not have scarcity of water. What we have is scarcity of imagination of how to get abundance of water. See, but that imagination, or so you know, imagination is not spontaneous. I want to repeat. I think I said that yesterday. Imagination is in a state of inertia. Inertia, you remember from Isaac Newton's first law of motion. He gave us the law of inertia, which states that objects at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an external force. The object at rest here is the knowledge of what to do to get abundance of water. That knowledge, in most of the places in Africa, that knowledge is at rest. It's not moving. It's not moving. And I want to say again, it is not moving. It's in a standstill. That's a dangerous state, which causes stasis or stagnation. But you see, nature does not allow stasis or stagnation. What happens is decay. So that knowledge decays. And then we tend to believe when knowledge is decaying, we have got scarcity. We do not have scarcity. We don't have scarcity of water. We have scarcity of the knowledge to get abundance of water, because the knowledge itself is decaying on a continuous basis. Continuous decay. Every time it's trying to show up, it decays again. Every time it's trying to show up, it decays again. Every time it tries to grow, it decays. And that is the process. That process of decay, continuous decay, is known as tetanization. Like there's no potential, it doesn't come out. It doesn't, so you can say there is a lot of things locked in, but nothing is not coming out. How do we make it come out? First of all, you acknowledge that you're in a state of stasis, which ends up in decay. Okay? And this state, what is static and what is decaying is knowledge about how to create abundance of water. Water is already there. The thing but between water being present and having water in abundance is a big giant leap, okay? Which is removed from one another. There's a whole distance, but that whole distance is mental. You could say mental, so maybe you could say metaphysical. It's not a physical gap. And that's why I keep referring to Genesis 1 when you're told that the spirit has to move above the waters. And then that movement of your spirit is what causes you to start seeing things differently and start executing knowledge, actuating the knowledge. So, because that event of the movement of spirits is not spontaneous, it is a managed process. And before the Actuate and blockchain money came along, people could not figure out how to actuate that process. Now we have it. That we're using the Actuate token. We can now, and we will actuate. The word here is to actuate. To actuate is to ignite the movement, to set things in motion, so that object that is at rest gets into motion. Okay, so that is the job of Actuate and why we have Actuate in the token house. So what is it going to do for water? This sounds, from the scientific standpoint, it sounds extremely sophisticated. It sounds like a very esoteric type of conversation that is happening in very remote places. But then when you break it down, it becomes very, very easy for you to comprehend. It is very, very easy. And this is just working with people we call community economic development workers. Kenyan government a long time ago used to have such people. They used to call them extension officers. Okay? Because the way Kenyan government was designed way back when, I think at independence, they had extension officers. You had either agricultural extension officers who used to visit farmers from home to home, house to house, helping them to understand how to do things, to actuate their knowledge. But that thing kind of died and disappeared. And there's no way we have in developing countries people like that coming into your place. And so we're talking about having a community economic development worker. This is a person who in the village would be talking to people about water. Today, I don't think there's many people who don't know, even in the government. I'm not sure. I've not been in the villages for a while. But I have not heard of people going from house to house to house to house, talking to mothers, women, fathers, the men, or anybody about water. For example, rainwater harvesting. That what you need is to harvest your rain water by putting a good roof and putting around 10 tanks surrounding your house and put nice gutters, and all the rain will come into the tanks. Nobody is educating people. So what you need to do is to get community economic development workers. These are like in medicine, we call them community health workers, who are going from door to door in the village. You need about 5 of such people in every ward. 5 community economic development workers. Let us call them water extension officers. These water extension officers, their work is to teach people about the future when everybody is capturing water for themselves from their own roof, capturing water using water pumps, or just from the drainage, managing flood water that is passing by your household almost every rainy season, so that you have enough water. And such community economic development workers, they need incentives. So we use Actuate tokens to incentivize community economic development workers. And you can imagine how this kind of incentives is going to be structured. For example, if you have a community economic development worker come to your household and teaches your mother and your father, so your family, how to harvest water so that you have enough water, how much reward can you give such a person? So the rewards for such people will be coming from where? From the token house itself. So the work is to mobilize, because the token itself is decentralized, it's on the blockchain, it can be distributed. The job here is to mobilize hundreds upon hundreds of community economic development workers. These are people who will be going from household to household to household, teaching people in the communities about water harvesting. That is stage 1, water harvesting. But after they have harvested the water, they will teach the people about things, what to do with that water they have harvested. So many things to do with water, besides growing crops. You can keep fish, you can grow flowers, you can grow vegetables, you can get enough water for animal livestock, water for cleaning the household and everything, so you have sufficient water. Today, the reason why people are not doing those things, because they do not know how to do those things. So we talk about absence of water or scarcity of water. The real thing that is scarce is the knowledge of how to do those things. It's known as technical know-how. Technical know-how. Technical know-how is not spontaneous. It is taught. You get technical know-how by learning it from somebody who knows how to do it. And this is going to be the job of the community economic development workers. These people can only function very well if the token house is present, because for every positive thing that they do, they receive tokens in their wallets. Okay, so that's what we are talking about, having community economic development workers. And that's, I can tell you, That's the only thing that is missing, because if people are educated in the village, we are talking about educating people in the communities about water harvesting and then appropriate use of water. When people are educated in the village, then you will see spontaneously they are going to be doing this all on their own, because they have enough water and they know what to do with that water. So it's not that water is not there. People don't know what to do with the water. So that they can make the best use of water. We keep saying that we have places, almost everybody has got a roof. At best, you have only maybe one tank. Everybody else doesn't have a tank. And you see they are losing water. And at the end of the season, they're out of water. Yeah. It's not that tanks are supremely expensive. So then how can we incentivize people to get roofs, which can be seen to be out of reach for a lot of people? How can we incentivize people to put tanks around their houses, which also can look as if it's out of reach for many people? And the token itself in the token house would help to coordinate that. Because besides having the technical know-how, the roof itself is a technical project, is a technology. It is built by certain people who know how to do that, who have technical know-how of knowing how to build a roof. The water tanks themselves are also technologies, because you need to know how to build a tank, and that is called technical know-how. Those people need to get paid. Okay, what we are doing right now in Actuate, we want to all of you to join hand with that, as is even talking to each one of those water companies one by one. And telling them about this plan. The plan is as follows. Number one, every house has got a roof. Of course, there's no doubt about that, because people live in houses with roofs. That every roof should and must have 10 tanks for harvesting water. Okay, that might sound like very expensive, but I kid you not, it's not expensive at all. It's much cheaper than not having 10 tanks. Because if you don't have 10 tanks, you shall be spending a lot of money looking for water or trying to buy food, which you would have brought. So we tell this to these companies. So because when the companies know that, then we work together to see how we can use these tokens from the token house itself to mobilize resources such that we can have adequate funding for what? For tanks for every house. And this is why this is going to be very, very important conversation. And we want to have the climax of that conversation at the summit itself. So we are creating a water workshop to address that. We invite all the people who do water. And you see that when you say all the people who do water, that's everybody, including yourself. Because where would you be without water? So that we can talk about this thing. The water is not scarce. What is scarce is the knowledge of what to do to create abundance of water for all of us. Okay? What is scarce is the knowledge of what we need to do to create abundance for water for all of us. But then you will discover that that knowledge is already here. That knowledge is already present. So what is scarce is not even the knowledge itself. What is scarce is the mechanism for distributing that knowledge so that it is in the hands of every single person, everyone, every family. So the mechanism for distributing that knowledge. And this mechanism to distribute knowledge, you need a highway, you need a pathway or a channel, the channel for the distribution of the knowledge. And what I'm telling it, I'm submitting to you is that the token itself is the pathway, is a channel, or is a highway for distribution of knowledge. Because what does the token do? The token will tie people in the communities in the village because they're holding the same token. Okay. The token will be distributed to the community economic development workers. Okay. The token will be distributed to the water drilling, water tanks making companies and the roofing companies. And the token will be distributed to all of us. And you can see that the token becomes this substance that holds all of us together. See that? The token becomes the substance that holds all of us together. So when the token is distributed in all these different subpopulations, say the technology company is building roofs, building tanks, the community economic development workers, teaching people out in the village, the people in the communities who are the users of the water. And you can imagine all the stakeholders in the process, from top to bottom, from bottom to top, from right to left, from north to south. Everyone is included, holding the same token, talking about the same language. So this token helps to tie the whole thing together. That is what we talk about fungibility of the token. The token is fungible because of that. Because it doesn't matter whether the token is with the community economic development worker, or whether it is in the water tank making person, or whether it is in the hands of the user of the water. It's all the same in the same token for everybody. And that token is one also held by somebody in the diaspora. And that token is the same one held by someone in Australia. So it's the same token. And that token is what we call a stickiness factor, the factor that helps us to stick together. By the way, we wrote about stickiness factor in a book called Healthcare on Blockchain. So if you have not read about it, get a copy of that book. It's go to our website. You can buy it online, and so that you can read. Also, you get in the know. You get totally clued in. You get clued in. You get in the know. You get in the clue, because that is what it's all about. I'm saying these things and repeating almost every sentence because I want to make sure that we emphasize everything we are saying, because this knowledge, sometimes if you don't emphasize enough, it can just fly off, because that's what I've seen that some people, we need to repeat things many times for people to get it. But the token house has got plenty of power. Now, what's great about the tokens is that they're fungible and they can gain value. So that's another property of a token. Tokens increase in value when they are traded in the marketplace. And if you hold on to your tokens, and for some years, several years down the road, you'll find the tokens gaining so much value. And then you're wondering, what if you don't have the tokens? So the work of getting tokens, not to off-ramp them and take them out, but the thing about get tokens and remaining faithful to the token house, okay? That is, so because the job is to bring all those stakeholders of water, as we have explained, to bring them on board. If you have a comprehensive population of stakeholders of water, then we'll do what? Then the tokens will gain value all on its own. But that is not spontaneous. Now that takes a lot of work, like the work that's going on right now. So we're still on the ground level, but then the token is going to take off. And I hope you have understood the token house. And I think in the next, we shall be talking about the citizens house, which is the voting, where voting will be taking place. But that is for a future lesson. Today is about the token and what it's going to do and how it ties us all together is the stickiness factor. So read that book about the stickiness factor, so you can be in the know and you know how to communicate with other people when uh, when uh, when they ask you a question. What's it about? So tokens. Then some people. The final thing I'll tell you, some people mistake the token for a tool for speculation. Well, speculation is good. You can use tokens to speculate and make money. Speculation is trying to predict this token, and then you want to buy so you can sell it. Now that is a casino. Casino is where you go to play, to try and earn money without work. There's nothing. That's not a criminal offense, but that's not the primary job of a token. Tokens are not for speculation purposes. Although you can never stop people from speculating on prices of tokens. And that is where people go wrong completely, because when you speculate, it's second guessing what token is going to do. So it's second guessing or guessing behind the token instead of putting the token to work. So people who are playing for casino, they want other people to do the job, and then they are saying that if those guys do the job well, our tokens are going to increase in value. Instead of they themselves doing the job to raise the value of the token together. So yeah. So the tokens, yeah, but there's enough people who are always have got the casino mindset. There's nothing you can do about them except appreciate them as children of God, because God made them that way. What are we going to say? But the tokens is not for speculation. Okay? It's not a speculation token. And if you fight people insisting on speculation issues, then you tell them that they are missing the point. That is not what token is about. Okay. Well, back to you, Barbara.
Okay, thank you very much, Daktari, for those wonderful remarks. And I think people have taken note of the role of the liquid token in the token house. And as Daktari said, next week we shall be looking at the citizens house. I wanted to highlight that it is important that we take note of the discussions we take every day. I mean, for the learn to earn sessions, because it's like a cycle. They keep repeating and popping up every time during every session. And then I also wanted to invite Augustine to talk about the summit, but he is not here. And Diana is also not here. So maybe I'll just share. Yes.
Yeah, Augustine is they went to a meeting today in Westlands, another blockchain meeting. Yeah? Yeah. So I think that's why Augustine had told me he's gonna be attending a meeting on it's called Bytex. No, it's called Bybit. Bybit has is moving to Kenya. Bybit is a crypto exchange, a centralized exchange. They are gathering out there in Westlands. So Augustine is representing us there. Yeah, but go ahead about the summit. Barbara.
Okay, I just wanted to share the message by Grace about the summit. And Grace had shared some exciting news about the sponsorship and the partners that Actuate has been able to get for the summit. And one of the partners is Dekut, which is the coffee technology, food and beverage production company, which is going to run the workshop. Then Kenyatta University for the Infotech workshop, Naivas for the workshop on women, East African Seed Company and Food. It's going to run the food and agricultural workshop, Maidawa for the pharmaceutical workshop, Dawa Life Sciences for life sciences workshop, the GE for the health access workshop. We have the Keep Chimat, the workshop on women again, and then the Career 4 for environmental health workshop. And then she also said she's grateful for the support in making the summit impactful and memorable. And if you want to check out more information about the summit, I have shared the link to our summit partners in the chat box. You can use that to get more information on that. And just to remind you that we are still accepting registration for the attendance form. You can sign up for the summit as an attendee, and you'll be required to pay a fee of $150 to attend the summit. Dr.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Barbara, on this update. I think it's a wonderful update, and you have all heard that. And I want to thank everyone this year because the summit is unfolding very, very well. Already about 10 companies, 10, not one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 have indicated interest of running workshops, or let's say leading workshops, because we're going to have about 15 different workshops, meaning that if you're 10 already, maybe only 5 workshops to go. Can you believe that? So the workshop on health access is taken. All right. So that General Electric has said, oh, we want to do this. And we are not talking about a tiny, small company. That's a global organization. So they want to run health access workshop. And of course, they know what is there. It's because the health access is very, very good for any company that's going to run it. They're going to run the workshop for 3 days, 3 full days, workshop on health access. And these workshops are going to be workshops to take us through the creative process. What we just said today about water, to get us from that state of inertia to a state of motion of creating things. And who best to do that, to lead us through that, than the people who are already doing it in their own companies. Okay, so African Women Decentralized Finance also companies, retail giant said, okay, we want to lead this workshop. And I can tell you, they are very excited about it. And of course, you can know why. Because women do a lot of shopping. Not that men don't shop. Shopping is not a gender issue. But those companies, the retail giants, they are the backbone on which women stand in order for them to hold the sky. As we say, that women hold the entire sky. So the primary access to health comes through the retail system. Because in the retail system, they're able to take ujinga out of soko. So soko mjinga is no more for women. Because eventually who suffers from that ujinga is the women when they go shopping in soko mjinga. So retail system is on board. Okay. Now clap for yourselves, guys. That's beautiful work. Number 3, for biomedical translation. You see, life science company right there on Thika Road saying it wants to do what? To do the workshop on life sciences. Life sciences mean translating the knowledge, the biomedical knowledge from the knowledge which is the tacit dimension, from that innate knowledge into products and services. So they want to do a 3-day meeting, a 3-day event also, very powerful, a creative process for helping us to know how to turn our knowledge into things, from thoughts to things, from imagination to things, even how to kickstart our imagination. So it's going on like that, and companies are lining up, and when they line up, now you want to be there as well. And so that this great news this week, I think it's been a major breakthrough in terms of the summit, getting all those companies lined up as partners. Go to our website and tell everybody, plus yourself, this is not a summit to miss. And you Your job is to create a poster, as we say all the time, right? Today, the things we've talked about today, about the token house, tying together all the stakeholders of water, all the water stakeholders, from the users of water down there in the villages, whether they're doing it for cleaning their houses, irrigation, whether for cows, for livestock, whether they're using it for crops, even for growing fruits and vegetables, and the community economic development workers who are gonna help move the spirit so that we can get out of this inert state. Yes, to the roofing companies, all the technical companies that give us technology for water harvest. Create a poster about these ideas, okay? And I can tell you, you write that poster well, you also will get rewards, not just from us or even from Actuate, but from the people in the world. They will reward you, okay? So you make a poster, make very powerful poster. Let your name be known. Don't be shy. Do not be shy. Kick that shyness out and tell you, get out of here. Yeah? That's the thing. Do not be shy. Don't go back to shyness. Set up your candle and let your light shine so you can be among them. Because you will say again, you are not of them that draws back to perdition. You know that. So do not cast away your confidence. Remember, that's what Paul was telling the Hebrews. Do not cast away your confidence, for you wait for a big recompense. Okay? And it is there. It's coming out inexorably. You can hear that even the food workshop is taken, has found people. I'm excited about the good coffee. The good is Dedan Kimathi. So go to the website, that link that Grace has posted. Go to the website, look at it, and just enjoy, just feast your eyes, let your eyes feast upon those partnerships that have said, yes, 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 let's do this. And you, as you're watching that, you also say, yes, let's do this. And you can see when this happens, the rest of it is just lift off, going off, shooting to the moon. All right, that's the moonshot. Well, I tell you what has happened. We have overcome that state called the object at rest, states at rest. We have overcome the law of inertia. That thing that keeps people on the ground. It's known as gravity. Do you know about something called the force of gravity? It's the one that holds you down. Yes? And if you try to take off, it pushes you down. Even if you jump, you try to fly, you cannot fly. How do manufacturers of airplane figure out how to take an airplane that is so heavy, so many tons, yes, so many kilograms? How do they figure out how to defy gravity? Because gravity is that gravitational force that pulls you down to the ground. It takes extraordinary efforts. Okay? The effort has to be above gravity. It's called a force. That force has to be higher than the gravitational force. Okay? And that is what you're experiencing now. We are creating a summit like this, and then it's taking off. Remember, it has overcome the gravitational pull. That way, the summit begins floating in the air. It's called a takeoff. It takes off. It takes off. And you see, so long as the summit is moving, just like so long as the airplane is moving, it will not crash. The airplane crashes when it stops moving. Yes, if it is not maintaining the momentum. Okay, so the gravity has already been overcome. The summit has lifted off. Now you want to get lifted off together as the summit is getting lifted off. Okay, so that then we maintain that momentum until December 3rd all the way to 6th, and then beyond December 36th, we go up to next year, and we continue doing that way, because we are not just going to the stratosphere, which is only 30,000 feet. We are going to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called a moon shot. So how do you get from the moon? How do you get from 30,000 feet satellite station to shoot up into the moon? So we need some more acceleration. It's called accelerant. So this week, all together, we accelerate, and you're going to hear that there is more and more, not just those 10 companies, but because we want by the end of it all to also have at least 100 companies there saying that we are coming with you. Okay? And it's gonna be possible. 10 companies is a good beginning. That's called a lift off. 100 companies is a moonshot. That is when we get escape velocity. Okay, escape velocity is from 10 to 100. Yes, that's called a blitz. BLITZ, from 10 to 100. The hardest part is getting from 0 to 10. From 10 to 100 is now almost a walk in the park, because there's no resistance. Gravity has been overcome already. Well, thank you so much. Now, the message you take home is that we are anti-gravity. So the first law of motion has been defeated. The law of inertia defeated. 0 down. Okay, it's just this. And then what's the second law of motion? Are we going to that one now? Yes, the law of acceleration. That an object stays in motion. Listen to this. Isaac Newton, an object will stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force, which is going to push it down. We shall never allow such a force to push us down. Okay, so that's why the second law, we stay in obedience. That then when we get there, we now get into escape velocity. So this week is the week of escape velocity as far as the summit is concerned. And we want, when we are escaping, we do not escape without you. Why should we do that? Leave you out there in outer space station, enjoying the cold weather. It's very cold out there. So let's go to the moon, all of us together. All right. So let me stop there, because there's so much to talk about, a lot of celebration. And you see Augustine also is in Westlands now, going to talk to the blockchain people who are got by the Bybit exchange. And that is supremely beautiful. It means that we have reached escape velocity. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara.
Okay, thank you very much, Daktari, for that. And every other information about the summit is on our website. You can click there. That is where you'll find the information about the Nairobi Summit, the attendance form, and the partners page. If you want to check the partners, we have already signed up for the summit. So thank you very much, everyone, for making time to the meeting. We are an hour down, and I appreciate everyone for making time to the meeting. We have the blockchain class in exactly 56 minutes at 8 p.m. You can also join that session and learn more about regenerative finance. And we shall be talking about the role of the Actuate token in regenerative finance. So thank you very much, everyone. See you at 8 p.m.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone.